right, tell me your name.
Rebecca Stevens.
And can you just spell it for me,
Yep.
please?
REBEKAHSTEVENS.
Great. And Rebecca, or Becca, just tell me a little bit about your thoughts on kind of the Kids Play after school program and the need you saw or didn't see for having such a program.
I thought it was amazing. When I was going to go on this trip, I've always wanted to do volunteer work, and I've always been really hesitant on what trip to go on because you don't know if you just read about it on the internet or you hear about it from someone but don't know the basis of it. It's a little scary because you don't know what you're getting into and if it's the right program for you. So meeting Tracy in Park City was really helpful because I got to know her as a person first and to hear about her program, so it was a perfect fit for me. At the same time, I didn't really know what it was going to be like. When I found out we were going to Rwanda, it's pretty interesting because everyone around me is saying, like, why are you going to Rwanda? Everyone thinks of Rwanda as the genocide. They think of the entire country as a genocide, 3 months of their lives. For a lot of people, they don't understand why you would ever travel to that country. And they think that there's a lot more hostility here and it's a scary place to go. And so I was I had no idea what I was in for. So I would say I was excited about Kids Play, but I was had no idea what Rwanda was going to be like. So getting here, I think the most important part was seeing Rwanda and seeing the people and learning the culture and seeing how wonderful these people are and how amazing they are and taking that back to the States so they know they don't just identify Rwanda as the genocide. So I think that was one of the most important parts apart from Kids Play as far as the sports. So I think that's a part of it. So I think that's what I'm going to bring back for sure. I think it's an amazing country. I think the people are amazing. They're so warm, and when we met the kids, they were so giving and so happy for us to be there and so loving. So I think that's what I got the most out of. And then as far as the sports goes, I think I noticed that bringing these children something to do, like something productive to do, because they're everywhere. Like we would be down the street and they're following us running, and I think my favorite part and the most humbling part of the trip is the fact that hundreds of children are just swarming you and like touching you, but they're just so happy for you to be there. So that was probably the best part, but the most overwhelming part at the same time. So it just showed you how much they need something to do. I mean, these kids have nothing. They're making balls with plastic and twine. Like they don't get a soccer ball. They've never seen baseball. They have no idea, So I think that was the most amazing part, is giving these kids something active to do and proactive to do and work together. I think it's extremely important. And I do so, I believe so more now than I did before I came. So I would definitely think it was a bit, definitely overwhelming. You'll get hundreds of kids all wanting to play baseball with you, So, but seeing how excited they got, and I think one of my favorite moments was this little boy who kept asking me if he was holding the mitt right and if it was called catch, and I'd watch him practice while other people, because there's so many kids, so they're not all able to play at the same time. So he would sit there and he'd work on like catch and this like in the air, and then he'd ask me if he was doing it right, and he just kept working on it, and he worked on the words, and so that was amazing to see and how much he enjoyed us being there. And I think it's an amazing program, and I really hope that what we implemented will stay, and these kids will have something to do, for 3 hours a day. They have nothing. So I think that's what my favorite part was.
Awesome. Cool. And what are, you did touch upon already some highlights for you, but if there's anything else you want to add, or another highlight that in general, on the trip or volunteer-wise?
Let's see, some of the highlights. I think a highlight was, we played Duck, Duck, Goose. We had these little kids, a lot of the older kids kind of just trample all over the place. So these little children would follow you around and hold your hand. And we're like, what could we do with them so that they are involved but don't get trampled in the middle of the field? So we played Duck Duck Goose with them, and all the mothers came around, and they came around in a circle, and they got so into it, and they were clapping, and they were like interactive with their children playing this game. So it became a part of the families, us, and the children, and I think that was amazing. I love to see that.
Cool. That's great. Anything else you want to add?
I would just say I'm beyond happy that I came on this trip, and I've learned so much. It's been a really eye-opening experience for me, and I know from now on I'm going to be doing more volunteer work. I want to come back here. I want to work with Kids Play. I just think it was humbling for sure, and I never want to be at home and say I wish I could have done something for someone anymore, because when you actually are a part of helping someone, it's the most amazing experience. It just leaves you a different person. So yeah.